Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation stresses on the successful emergency landing of a private airplane coming from Maldives Island. The Ministry of Housing issues a ministerial decision on land title regulation for fuel filling stations through public auction. And economists stress that the Sultanate's national economy in 2017 will witness good recovery in view of the upward trend in oil prices. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us live from the News Center. We present to you tonight's news detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cabal of greetings to His Excellency President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana on the occasion of him swearing in and being inaugurated as the President of the Republic. His Majesty the Sultan has sent a cabal of condolences to His Excellency President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa of Portugal on the death of the former Portuguese President Mario Soares. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation explained in a statement today the circumstance of the emergency landing of the airplane MHV-604 yesterday coming from Maldives Islands heading to Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. The authority said that the primary data pointed out that the German-registered private aircraft carrying 7 passengers on board had suffered a malfunction on its left side engine before entering the airspace of the Sultanate. Muscat Air Traffic Control Center received a request from the captain of the plane to be given the permission for emergency landing at Muscat International Airport due to the existence of injured on board. As per followed measures, the authority coordinated with operating companies and other related bodies at the airport to provide necessary arrangements to guarantee the safety of its landing, deal with an emergency case and transfer the injured to receive treatment. The aircraft will stay in Muscat Airport until reasons behind its emergency landing are found out and be ensured of its safety for onward journey. The authority affirmed that informing and announcing about air accidents and incidents, including emergency landing, is one of the authority's right as per civil aviation law issued by Royal Decree number 93/2004. His Excellency Sheikh Saif bin Mohammed Al-Shabibi, Minister of Housing, issued a ministerial decision on land title regulation for government commercial, residential, commercial and industrial lands allocated to be used for fuel filling stations through public auction. The regulation states that the ministry may allocate commercial, residential, commercial and industrial land plots to be used as fuel filling stations in each detailed land scheme, with a percentage that does not exceed 25% of these lands as assigned lands for fuel filling stations locating on the main roads to be owned through public auction. The regulation also stipulates the area of the land plot should not be less than 3,000 square meters, except in cases that can be justified due to the nature of the place as per technical and planning standards. The Minister of Housing started issuing the electronic system via its website to issue licenses for practicing the profession of real estate brokerage. The system enabled real estate brokers and developers to practice this profession. The move came to organize legally the works of real estate brokerage, which will contribute to unifying the work in this sector. It also aimed to provide more job opportunities for national manpower in the field of real estate. The system is applied in the governorate of Muscat and as first phase. The ministry has registered till now 170 companies working in the field of real estate brokerage in the governorate of Muscat. According to the bulletin issued by the Central Bank of Oman, the total deposit with commercial banks slightly increased by 0.9%, 18.3 billion Omani Rials as at the end of October 2016 compared to 18.2 billion Rials during the same period in 2015. The government deposit with the conventional banks marginally declined by 1.7% to 5 billion riyals. Deposits of public enterprises increased by 5.1% to 1.1 billion riyals during the same period. Private sector's deposit, which accounted for 65.3% of total deposit with conventional banks, increased to 1.1% or 1.7% to 12 billion Omani riyals in October 2016 from 11.8 billion riyals a year ago. Islamic banking entities provided financial to the extent of 2.3 billion riyals as at the end of October 2016 when compared to 1.6 billion riyals a year ago. A number of economists stressed that the national economy in 2017 will witness good recovery in view of indications that show upward increase of oil prices after the historic agreement by OPEC producers. The Sultanate contributed in reaching this contract as being the largest producer in the Middle East outside OPEC. In 2016, the Sultanate succeeded in reducing the effect of the crisis through national financial plans, which pushed forward the wheel of development. The banking sector in the Sultanate showed good performance, achieving good results and enough liquidity as banking sectors in other countries suffered heavy losses. The figures showed that 18.3 billion Omani riyals were registered as deposits in local banks. The education sector also was not affected by the crisis, keeping pace with rapid educational development through programs approved by the Council of Education, and the new Muscat University will be established as to be among the educational institutions in the Sultanate. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. Laying the foundation stone for a rehabilitation center is celebrated in the Wilaya of Suhar. Welcome back from the news here in the Sultanate of Oman television. The Board Director of National Defense College held its 5th annual meeting at the college premises in Beit Al Falaj. During the meeting, the evaluation results of the previous year and the current year were reviewed. It's worth mentioning that the college works to qualify military and civil strategic leaders in addition to creating an academic environment that promotes, stimulate creativity, scientific research and knowledge development and sharing. The meeting was presided over by Lieutenant General Ahmed bin Harith al-Nabhani, Chief of Staff of Sultan's Armed Forces. The Petroleum Development Oman celebrated Omani Environment Day among environment achievements and strategic plans to reduce pollutions and initiatives for renewable energy. The celebration included signing agreements in the fields of environment research and strengthening sustainable energy. It included signing agreements with the Ministry of Education to strengthen partnership strategy with students on research fields related to energy. It as well included signing cooperation agreements with Public Authority for Small and Medium Enterprises in the fields of innovative solutions to reduce energy consumption and to find alternative energy resources. It's worth mentioning that PDO is considered as an important partnership with public sector in fields of the environment. The Minister of Health, represented by the Mental Health Section of the Non-Communicable Diseases Department, organized in Muscat a training workshop on using the Autism Diagnostic Observation Schedule Orders tool. The 3-day workshop includes several working papers presented by the experts in the field of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, from United States of America to train doctors on the clinical skills and best methods in diagnosing ASD. Around 50 adult psychiatrists and psychologists from the Sultanate different governorates take part in this workshop. The training workshop is organized with the purpose of developing psychiatrist skills in using tools of ASD diagnosis and working on enhancing mental health care services for children and adults. Achievements of the Sultanate during the last period in the agriculture sector, including development project as well as topics related to food security, topped the discussions of His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Nasser Al Bakri, Undersecretary of the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth, with the academics and specialists in the field of nature resources, soil and water at the Texas University in the United States of America. The meeting witnessed visual presentations on agriculture in the Sultanate as well as focused on the challenges facing this field, in addition to reviewing the future projects and strategies to achieve quality in crop production and self-efficiency in some products. Al-Zahra College held a ceremony to graduate the 12th batch of graduates, which include 315 female students. The college granted the graduates diploma and bachelor degrees in the fields of English language, English literature, graphic design, computer sciences, business management, and banking and financial sciences. The female graduates will join the labor market with the determination and aspirations to be a partner in the development march alongside with men. The graduation ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Sayyid Salim bin Musallim Al Busaidi, Undersecretary at the Ministry of Civil Service for Administrative Development Affairs. A ceremony was held in the Wilaya of Sohar to celebrate laying of the foundation stone for a rehabilitation center with a cost of 1.6 million Oman Riyals. The project is considered among one of the social responsibility programs financed by Sohar Aluminium Company and ORPEC through Jusur Institution. The center will be built on an area of 40,000 square meters, and it will provide a number of services to help in curing addiction as well as spread awareness among the members of the community. Oman Environmental Services Holding Company BIA, responsible for solid waste management, highlight the company's plans to the group of social media and commercial media channels. More details in the following report. Oman Environmental Services Holding Company, BIA, responsible for solid waste management, hosted a key influential people in the social media and commercial media channels with the aim of providing them with a general picture on the plans related to the management of waste services. At the same time, increasing awareness to the public, organizations and companies in general, and in particular school students. The group visited the main office in Al Ghubra, where they had a presentation delivered to them by Sheikh Mohammed Al Harthi, Deputy Chief Executive Officer, and Mr. Tariq Ali Al Amri, Chief Executive Officer, the focus of which was modern waste management services that aim at reducing the amount of waste going into engineering landfall.
Today we had real pleasure hosting a group of key people, influential in the social media and in the conventional media channels. The purpose of the meeting basically to give them an overview of the plans of BIA when it comes to the waste management in the country.
The group also visited the site located in Al-Multaqa in Al-Amrat Hills, where they were briefed on the process of receiving and dumping the waste based on the international standards.
Basically, we have a very clear vision that Oman is beautiful. It's our responsibility to safeguard and protect the environment of Oman and hand it over to next generation.
The waste management contract in the Sultanate has entered a milestone through a number of contractors for the waste dumping in various governorates such as Ash-Sharqiyya, North Al-Batina, and soon Dakhiliya and Governorate of Dhofar.
This is the first treatment plant operator in the GCC countries, and it treats leachate coming from our organic waste on the landfill. Usually, the treated leachate is 60% will come as a treated leachate and 40% will go back to the landfill.
Oman Environmental Services Holding Company BIA, which has taken over from Muscat Municipality, has been granted the mandate and legal status as the entity responsible for solid waste management in the Sultanate. Its main objectives are to control environmental damage incurred during a traditional waste dumping process structure, the waste sector and its related services in a sustainable manner by developing the industry and support the economy. The institution's main goal is to contribute to the implementation of the best standards for the waste management operations in the Sultanate, as well as support the economy. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over most of the governorates with chances of lower clouds and fog early morning and late at night over the governorates of Al-Wusta and Al-Buraymi. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. You're watching this news bulletin live from the news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation stresses on the successful emergency landing of a private airplane coming from Maldives Island. The Ministry of Housing issues a ministerial decision on land title regulation for fuel filling stations through public auction. And economics stresses that the Sultanate's national economy in 2017 will witness good recovery in view of the upward trend in oil prices. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin. This news has been led by Sultan bin Abdullah Al Bahri, and today's news in charge Abdul Latif Al Blushi. I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al Rubai. Together with the entire news team, we say good night to you.